Guys, welcome to today's video. In this video we are going to solve one more LeetCode question, which is a very interesting question. It comes on a medium. The question number is 909, snakes and ladder. So these snakes and ladder the question is same as we play in our real life. So let's understand this question. So I'll make you understand via an example. It will be much easier to understand rather than going through all these things. Okay, so here we have n cross n board, so it can be of any n. Okay, so you can see the constraint here is the n will be between 2 to 20. Okay, so and like in normal snakes and ladder we start from 1 will not have any ladder or any snakes. Okay, so you go through the all the board like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and like this until n cross n. So this is a 6 cross 6 board, and if you reach 6 cross 6, that is 36, then the game is finished. Okay, if there is any path to 36, then it is then we'll return the number of steps. We need to return the number of steps, else we need to return -1. Okay, so if you see our input will have 2D array, where if it has normal numbers like 1 2 3 4 5, then it will have -1. Okay, and if it has snake or ladder, then it will have other than a number other than -1. So how do we understand whether it is a snake or ladder via this? So if you see over here, if you see 1 2 3, so it is 1 2 3, this one is fourth, this is fourth row, right? So 1 2 3 4, so actual number is 14 over here, right? But here it is 35. Okay, so actual number is 14, but the here number is 35, so it means it's a ladder. Okay, and if you see over here, the number is 17, but here it is 13, so it means it is going down, so it's a snake. So that is how we are going to understand whether it's a snake or ladder. So like I told, what we need to return, we need to return the minimum number of steps via which we can reach our destination. And how do we decide which is the step? Like we have a dice, right? We will roll the dice, we will check the outcomes from 1 to 6, which is more suitable to us, and we will accept that that number, and we will get the optimal value and we will go forward with it. Okay, if it is overwhelming, but it's a very simple algorithm we need to use over here, so we will use the BFS. So I'll make you understand. So let's go over here. So this is our board. We will start from here. Suppose we will always start from here, right? Okay, now we have a dice and we have how many options? 6 options. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So if we will check from 1, where and all we can go. We can go to 2, we can go to 3, we can go to 4, we can go to 5, we can go to 6, and we can go to 7. So we have these many options, right? So if we will go from 1 to 2, so we will not just go to 2, we will go to 15 because it's a ladder, right? Okay, so similarly when we go to 3, if we will choose 2, we can go to 3, if we will choose 4, we can go to 5, like that. So we need to traverse all these values. How we will do it? So we will have a queue. Okay, suppose we are at 0th step. Okay, so when we are at 0th step, we are at 1, right? From 1, where and all we can go? We can go to 15, right? We can go to 3, we can go to 4, we can go to 5, we can go to 6, and we can go to 7, right? So this is step 1. Okay, so with step 1, these many places we can go, right? Now Now if so we have traversed first step and we have these many values. Now we will see 15. Okay, this is step 2. So from 15, where and all we can go? We have a dice where we can have all these 6 values, so we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so these many places we can go. So but 17 is a snake, so we will go to 13, and whichever we will go we will mark as visited. So we will mark this all this as visited. So whichever thing we will add in the queue, we can mark it as visited. So now if we remove 15, from 15 we can go to 16, we can go to 13, not 17 because it's a snake. So we can go to 13, we can go to 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, now in the step 3 we will once we traverse all these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then from 3 we can add, if it is not visited we can add, else we need to add it over here. Okay, now step 4, and at last if we reach 36, then we need to return this step. Whatever the step count is there, we need to return this. Okay, so it's a normal BFS. So let's write code for this. Once we start writing the code, it will make more sense and it will be much easier. Okay, now the first thing what we need to do, we need to have the board size, which is n, board dot length. Okay, we will create a 2D boolean array which will have whether a particular block is visited or not. Okay, visited of n size. Okay, we will create a queue of integer okay, and the number of steps, we are initializing it to 0. Now since we will always start from 1, so we will add in the queue 1. Okay, and we are going to mark visited this particular place. So what is the row number? So the row number is last, n-1, and the column is 0. So we are going to mark n-1 and 0 as visited. Okay, now like the normal BFS, we will write if till queue is empty. Okay, we are going to traverse. Now we will get the size of queue, current queue size, and we are going to loop it around it. 0 I less than size I plus plus. Okay, so integer, we will get the current position. Okay, it's a value 1, 2, 3, 4. This value we will create the row number and the column number from these values. Okay, I'll let you know that later. Okay, we will check if our current position is our destination, n cross n. Okay, then return whatever the number of steps we have. Okay, else like we said, we need to roll the dice. So dice value starts from 1 to 6. Okay, and we need to check for all possible values of dice. Okay, now we will check if current position plus the dice value what we have is greater than n cross n, then we just simply break the loop and come out. Okay, else we need to have our position. Okay, we need to write one method which will give us the coordinate of row number and the column number. Okay, so we need to add our current position plus dice and n value. Okay, we will write this later, so we can assume right now it will give us the row number and the column number. Okay, so we will just initialize row equal to, suppose we have saved it to 0th position, and the column number we have saved it to position 1. Okay, now we'll check if our this row column it's already visited. Yes, we will mark it as true, and we will check the value board if we have -1 or not. Okay, because we can have snake and ladders both. So if it is simple -1, okay, then q dot add, we will add the current value plus dice value. Okay, else it's a snake or ladder, so we need to add q dot add board value. Row and column, right? Now with every loop we will increase the step count. Okay, and if we never reached this place, okay, if we never reached this place, then we need to simply return -1. Okay, so this is what we said. We did exactly that. So we just added a queue. We are pulling the queue from here, and from where it can go to next position, we are just appending to the queue. So we are doing the same thing. See, so we have added one in the queue, and whatever the queue size is there, so whatever the queue size is there, for each one of them we are getting the nearest value and we are adding to the queue. So if you see here, so you are iterating through the step 1, and whatever the nearby things we have, so we will add, so current plus dice number to our queue. So you are doing just that. Okay, now let's write this method where we find the coordinate from the current position. So we will return an array. So we'll write the method find coordinate from the current value, and we are passing this board size. Okay, so how we are going to find int of row, the formula will be n minus current value -1 divided by n minus 1. Okay, this will be our row value, and the column value will be current value -1 mod n. So this will be our column value. So let's take an example of this 8. So here n is 6 minus current value -1, which is 8 minus 1 7, divided by n, which is 6 minus 1. So this 7 by 6 will become 1, so 6 minus 1 minus 1, so it is equal to 4. Okay, now here column value will be current, which is 8 minus 1 7, 7 mod 6. So here the value will be 1. Now if you see, the row value is fine, 0 1 2 3 4. So the row value is fine, but the column value is 1. So 1 is from the back. So what we will do, so we will add a condition if row mod 2 is equal to n mod 2, which is fine, which is 2 in our case, like row is 4, so 4 mod 2 is 0, and n mod 2, which is 6 mod 2, is also 0. So in that case, what we will do, we will manipulate the column value, so n minus 1 minus c, so column, which is nothing from the behind, we need to calculate. Okay, now so at last we will need to return new int array with row value and the column value. Okay, let's format it. Okay, now let's try to run this example. So here the time limit exceeded. Let me see if I missed anything. Okay, our current value is this. Let's make it int. This is fine. This can no further be improved. Dice value we are taking. Okay, this will be dice plus plus. So it got accepted. Let's try to submit this. So yeah, it worked. Hope you understood this. If you have any questions, please comment. Thanks for watching.